In March, live music venues across the country were forced to close their doors because of the COVID-19 pandemic, leaving many industry professionals without jobs and an entire industry on the ropes. Now, over half a year later, venues are still closed, and performers are feeling the effects.
Artists are not on tour right now because if there's one way to get sick, it's to put 12 people on a very small bus and ship them city to city in dingy hotel rooms.
There are certainly concerns that come with hosting live events during the COVID-19 pandemic. Jacob Reinhart, the frontman for local rock band Ben Quad, says his band isn't playing shows right now, but there are artists that rely on being able to play shows as a source of income.
But I think if somebody is genuinely invested financially into art and they figure out a safe way to do that, that's on them, and that's something that they can do as long as they're doing it safely.
According to the National Independent Venue Association, live events account for about 75% of artist income, the rest being brought in from merch sales and streams and other revenue sources. So what does this mean for artists who are financially dependent on live events? Sean Reedy, a local rapper and songwriter, says it has been tough since the shutdown began.
I mean, it's affected me in every way you could probably think of, honestly, financially, mentally, physically. Like, I just feel like a completely different person.
Despite having not performed in over 7 months, Reedy thinks it's time for artists to figure out a way to make a safe return to the stage.
I think it's super possible and super important to adapt and try to do things the best way we can to, like I said, support these venues and artists that I think are really important and that do a lot for the community.
In order to do that, certain accommodations must be made to create an environment that is safe for the audience. Reedy says that his number one priority is safety and that he is not afraid to enforce the rules.
Well, we're going to do every single thing we can to make sure that people are socially distanced and people are wearing masks and do not come if you're sick. I'm not going to feel awkward to tell someone, yo, put on your mask or leave.
Artists like Reedy rely on smaller venues and restaurants or bars to provide spaces for them to perform in. After all, it is easier to enforce social distancing rules and mask mandates in these types of spaces. But Reedy thinks that in the future, it could be possible to bring live music back to larger audiences.
I understand, like, venues are a building designed to come sweat on each other. Like, I understand that is the purpose, but like we can recontextualize these things and make it just as safe or safer than any other place that's already open right now.
With so much instability surrounding the future of the live music industry, one thing is certain. Artists need to get back on stage, for their livelihood as performers, for the sake of the businesses they help to support, and the communities that are built around art and performance.
To save our venues, to save our independent artists, and like, if we don't do something now, then all it's going to ever be is Chesapeake Arena and Ariana Grande. You know what I mean? Like,